Just wanting to show you how incredibly windy it is, but look at all the little fairy lights. So obviously in the winter all our fairy lights kind of stop working because we don't have the sun and the daylight, but I've got some there and I'm gonna walk over to the house now. I get an actual bit of light in the camera. So it's currently Sunday. I was gonna say Saturday. It's currently Sunday, and I've just had a very strange experience with Finley. So Finley is not a crybaby at all. He's very settled and he's very chill. But a few hours ago, I had an issue where he was supposed to go to sleep at 1 and he didn't, and then he had about a 10-minute nap and then woke back up, and then at about 5:30 he had an absolute meltdown. Like, I've never actually seen him like that before. He got really upset and there was like tears streaming down his face, and I thought he needed a poo because he was like clenching his tummy, but I think he was just really overtired, and then he eventually passed out at about 6 and he's still asleep now, bless him. So I think he overtired himself today, which made me actually really grateful for the fact that he's not a really cry baby, because when he was absolutely going for it with the tears streaming down the face, I was like, I don't know if you can hear this rain that we're having. We're having a really bad blistery rainfall at the minute. Although I am quite happy it's raining because I planted some seeds and they did need a good watering. But I'm glad I didn't get stuck outside in that. It's that kind of wet wind speed rain that would just absolutely drench you. Anyway, so today I've actually got on a new eyeshadow that I haven't worn a lot. It's from Trini, the Trini collection. Let me just show you up close. But I don't like it because from there it looks alright. I feel like it. I've actually got a little bit of product logo fixed. But it looks alright and it looks very smoky eyed, and I do like it from further away. But if you come really close up to my eye, it's made my eyelid very, I don't know actually. Maybe I'm being too critical. I don't know. Do you think it looks okay? It's definitely got that smoky eye look to it, but to be fair, a few months ago, I picked up an eyeshadow from by Terry, which was called Ash, and I thought it was going to be more brown, but when I got it home, as anyone else would think probably from the name Ash, it was more of a grey colour, and I just don't wear it because it's too dark. But because this Mystery is called Mystery by Trini, because this was kind of like a silvery gold, like I put the ash underneath it and it's created like a smoky eye look, and I do quite like it, but I don't think I'm going to wear it daytime. I think it's more of a nighttime look for me. And I've had to also do a bit of eyebrow work today because I've got gaps here, which you would have seen if you watched my last video on the postpartum update. Oh gosh, super bad weather. But yeah, I think this is the first time in about a week that I've actually had makeup on. I'm trying to take better care of my skin. I've been getting some really bad dry patches on my face, and it's so hard to actually get my foundation to go on, or tinted moisturiser on, without it flaking. And then one thing that I'm quite upset about is, so Laura Mercier has always been a perfect match for me for tinted moisturiser, and lately, I don't know if the light will pick it up, but I've had to really put it down my neck because there's such a colour difference between my face and my neck. So has anybody changed the ingredients to that? I'm not happy because that is my go-to. So I'm actually tempted to try a different tinted moisturiser because I'm not happy with the overall look of that. And one of my favourite YouTubers will be the person that I look at because she's really good. She's called Matilda, and she recommends products, and she's a very genuine content creator, and I really like her, and I've took some tips from her in the past which have really paid off. So I'm gonna have a look to see what, I'm sure she's got a video on tinted moisturisers, because usually I'd be sat raving about it, or maybe they've just brought out a different, there's different lines of Laura Mercier. There's a tinted moisturiser that's glossy, there's one that's like blurred, there's like a matte effect one, and then there's like an oil-free one. Maybe I need to see if I can get an older one that's oil-free, because that was a perfect match. So for the first time in about a week, I've actually been able to open the door and let some fresh air in again, which is really, really nice. It was really horrible weather the other day. I was actually vlogging and you could, I don't know if the camera picked it up, but the rain was like battering against the windows. It was so bad. So I'm currently sat with Finn. He's on his little play mat and I am sorting through clothes. So Finn is moving into his next clothing size. There's a bit of a problem with this because it's all lovely and great that he's moving into his next sizes, but the problem is I have noticed that a lot of stuff that was bought for him for this age group is quite summery. He's got some really cute dungaree shorts, he's got some short sleeve tops, but at the moment it's not that kind of weather. So I usually keep all the spare bits of clothing that I have at Finn at my mum's house, just so that it's not everywhere in my old room. But at the same time, I need to go through and look to see what clothes he actually has, and see if he's actually got some things with sleeves in. Because I do think some days like today, the sun's out, it's quite nice outside. He could probably get away with like light trousers and a light top, long sleeve top. But he's definitely not at a point yet where he can wear summery clothes, can you? So we are currently thinking about what he can wear and what he can't wear. There are 3 outfits that I've got here that are 6 to 9 that do have sleeves in and do have trousers to them. But most of them, like I say, are at my mum's. But I'm just at the minute, the first thing that I'm doing, because the thing is, don't do it all at once, do bits and bobs. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm going through all of his 3 to 6 clothes that don't fit. And I've just found a rogue sock. He's took a sock off again. His new hobby, he's pulling his socks off. But I need to go through all of his clothes and see what doesn't fit. Now, as a mum, when I've been changing him over the last couple of weeks, I've been making mental notes about what doesn't fit and trying to kind of isolate them away. But I'm going to go through properly now and make sure that I definitely get rid of the ones that are not fitting anymore. Because you are growing very, very fast, aren't you? Are you growing fast? Yeah. Also, gonna start thinking about some plans now, because we're getting to that summer point. We need to start thinking about things that we can actually do with baby, which would be nice. Hello, so it's currently Thursday, I think the 2nd of April, I can't remember, but it's definitely Thursday, and I am in my living room sorting out washing once again. It is a beautiful sunny day today, which means that I don't have to keep the doors shut. So I'm going to open the doors up, let some air in, and hopefully when little man wakes up from his nap, after we've done the bottle, hopefully we can go out for a little walk, because the weather has been really cold, really miserable and really drizzly. It's been like that all week, and we are home alone today. My partner is at work, so we have to just entertain ourselves. But Yeah, Finley hasn't been the best in health recently. So I think maybe getting out and actually getting a bit of good old sunshine will help. Always makes everybody feel better. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I've got to clean the floor today because we've got laminate flooring. So I'm going to clean and tidy up the floor. And then I'm also then going to move some of the plant pots in our garden to the back garden. The reason why I'm moving the plant pots is because when I put plants in them last year at the side, we don't get a lot of sunshine at the side of the house, and the plants weren't getting any sunlight and they kept dying. So I'm going to move them into the back garden so that we can actually have them growing. So I'll show you outside. So we get a patch of sunlight there, and we also get sunlight here. And then as summer progresses, we get some sunlight here as well. But these are some of the pots. So we've got like a little cute bee one here. We've got a sheep one, which unfortunately some of the paint has come off it. And then we've got this nice kind of like, I don't know, it kind of looks a little bit like when you do blow painting. Watercolour painting, maybe something like that. It's very cute. And then I've got my little duck. My little duck is very good, it survives all weathers. And then I've got this lovely little dog here that lights up, but it's been not lighting up, so I'm going to put it in the blast of the sun so that it can actually have a little bit of a charge up since it's been inactive all winter. I hope it does actually work though, because sometimes with these kind of products they just stop working in bad weather. So we'll leave him here and hopefully he gets some sun. For Daddy. So we've just been out for a walk, haven't we? And it was so sunny outside. It's so nice. The only problem I now have is trying to keep Finn's eyes out of the sunlight. So when I'm walking, I'm literally doing this all the time with the visor to keep him away. Yeah, but we enjoyed it, didn't we? It was nice. And let me just actually turn the sound off the TV. I bet the audio was bad there. It is just two women talking about gardens, but hey ho. But yeah, it's, you know, it was just nice to get out, a bit of sun, just nice to chill, wasn't it? We had a really, really good time outside. It was nice for me just to get outside because at the moment my mum is full of cold. So she is contagious. I always go quiet. I'm trying to think of a word on the camera. Yeah, so she's contagious, so I can't go to my mum's house. And we always like to go and drop in, don't we? We drop in all the time. So we went out for a little walk. I haven't cleaned the floors yet, and I haven't started my other tasks because there is a giant wasp in the kitchen, and I don't want to deal with it. I've opened the window in there, hoping that it finds its way out. And we'll stay out of the kitchen for as long as that takes, won't we? Apart from when I had to go make his bottle, which I was stood there trying to make it. Luckily, the bottle machine is near the end of the counter, and I'm literally just like staring at it, waiting for this wasp to please stay on the window. It was so bad. But yeah, so we're just having a chill now, aren't we? Yeah, I can't remember what time you woke up. I think it was 2. So we are kind of due a nap in about 20-30 minutes, or whenever you decide to do one. But it's so strange because I think now we're at that 6-month milestone. There are things that I'm noticing about his behaviour, like this guy can be feisty when he wants to be. And sometimes he will be hungry but not take the bottle, and he'll get his hand and he'll push the bottle out. And I've noticed, yes, I'm talking about you. He's staring at me on the mat. I'm talking about you. Yes. Yes. He's becoming very aware of himself, very aware, struggling to get him down for naps because he wants to just watch everything. Finn wants to be 3 years old and running around and doing everything. That's what Finn wants to do. But yeah, Easter's a little bit weird when you've got a very young child, because obviously all the activities that you would do at Easter are very much like for kids that can actually kind of move around. So he can't do an Easter egg hunt. He can't do like Easter colouring or Easter decorations. He can't do an Easter bonnet. He can't do anything like that at the minute. The only thing that you can do is like there's some like children's Easter books that you can get. That's probably the only thing that I could probably do with him this year. But I can't wait for next year when he's like running around doing an Easter egg hunt. That'll be fun. I used to always enjoy Easter egg hunts as a child. Yes. And he now has the ability to turn on his side, but he's not doing it. He'd rather just lay flat. But I know he can do it because I've seen him. And the other day when you were down on a carpet, which was softer, he is on a play mat when we've got him on laminate, he is on a mat. But when we had him on a cushy carpet, he was like rolling side to side. And I was like, you can do this. So yeah, all is good. Feeling a little bit tired. We didn't have a very good night's sleep last night, did we? We had a 12 feed, a 2 a.m. feed, a 4 a.m. wake up, which turned into a soothing session. He didn't want to eat, he just wanted to be held. Then you woke up at 5 for a bottle, and then you woke up at, was it 7:30? 7:30? And then he was up again at 8:30, and I gave up. I got out of bed. So I'm very tired. But you know, I feel like there's a reason for a sleep regression when he's like this. And also, another thing that I'm really annoyed about is on social media and on YouTube and everything, there's been people boasting about how their 6 o'clock baby will now wake up at 7 o'clock, or their 5 a.m. baby will now wake up at 6 a.m. and that's brilliant. But what they don't mention is that your baby in turn goes to bed an hour later. So he was going to bed, I just got him in a pattern where he was going to bed at about 11:30, and he now won't go to bed. I'm struggling. I'm still up at 1 a.m. trying to get him to go to sleep. And, you know, people can say, oh, you should have him in bed at 8 p.m. You know, when he was, this is his new noise, by the way, his new noise that he's learned. Go. So when he was cluster feeding every hour, I was just grateful for the fact that he went to bed before like 4 or 5 a.m. because he used to not have a proper sleep until about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'll take it. But now we're not even at that point anymore. And he was sleeping through, and now it's stopped. And I won't put him in his own room until he's there. But anyway, I'm going to cut this clip here because he wants to have some attention, so I have to go give him attention. So I wanted to come on and finish this vlog. So it's been a very short little vlog, but basically it was just a very quick sweep through my life this week. I haven't done much vlogging because I have had Finn going through quite a bad sleep regression. We went from doing 6-hour sleeps at night to being up at 10 p.m, 12 p.m, 2 p.m, 4 p.m, 2 a.m, 4 p.m, 6 a.m. And it kind of felt like I'd gone back to newborn stage. And I found it quite difficult this week because I think going back to kind of that lack of sleep like newborn, it's really kind of taken my energy out of me. So it's been a little bit challenging. But I read something really cute, and also a little bit like, when I read it, I was like, oh. So I read that at 6 months, babies tend to kind of start to realise that they're their own person. I didn't actually know this till I read it, but apparently, like, babies think that you and them are the same person, and it's about this age that they become aware that they're their own little person, and they can become a little bit insecure. And that kind of just made my heart melt a little bit, because I didn't know that he thought we were the same person, which is so cute. So I think he's just going through some big milestones at the moment. He's becoming a lot more active. He's being very vocal, which is really good. He's working those vocal cords. He's very interested in his own high-pitched voice at the minute. So he's really excited to learn about his voice, and he's very giddy and active. His teeth, though, are really upsetting him. I'm trying lots of different things, and we just don't seem to be having much luck. So I am using at the minute the Ashton and Parson teething gel, but it doesn't seem to be working for him. He will happily take it because it's banana and you just brush it onto wherever the teeth are coming through. But it doesn't seem to be relieving his pain at the moment, unfortunately. So I'm having to try different things. I've got lots of like teethers and stuff that I put in the fridge. I'm trying lots of different things. But I think he's in a lot of uncomfortableness at the moment, and I think that is affecting him a bit, because one minute he'll be absolutely fine and happy and playing, and then the next minute he's like and he's upset. So, which is understandable, because yeah, teeth can be painful, and I completely get what is happening, and poor little guy, he probably is thinking what is going on. But it's currently nearly 12. He's been asleep for probably about 50 minutes. So, and he had a bottle about an hour ago. So I think I'm gonna head off to bed. And I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, he sleeps a little bit longer than the last couple of nights. But we'll have to see. This is all part of the growing thing. Lots of sleep regressions, lots of changes, but we're getting there. So it's been a very quick vlog this week, but just a little glimpse into things. He's needed me close a lot this week, with him feeling a bit, insecure and stuff. But the good news is I'm going to start weaning him. I think it'll probably be next week, but now he's 6 months, I can start weaning him, so I'm quite excited. I've actually got a weaning chart coming, so that I can keep track of his food intakes and what he's eaten. But he's so curious. Every time he sees somebody eating, he's like this, like he wants to try it. So hopefully next week we will have started weaning, which is exciting. So I hope the video was okay. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.